Karibu sana. This is Morning Cafe, 6 minutes past the top of the hour. My name is Stanley Nyiringita. This is the second hour on Morning Cafe from Matter State of the Nation. Right now, discussing maswala ya sheria. Tomorrow being the 27th of August, it is Katiba Day, and 15 years after the promulgation of the 2010 Constitution, and in that whole spirit, taking a look at particularly Article 48, which ensures that the state will ensure that the citizens have access to justice. Now, there is, during this particular 15 years, the government made sure that there is the introduction of the small claims court. And we have an advocate of the High Court here with us today, Silas Akiro. Good morning to you.
Morning, son. How are you?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, sure. I've been back and forth with matters, of course, from your viewers.
Okay.
And so I got to sublime a little bit, but here we are.
So, karibu sana.
Thank you.
And he'll be here with us akichanganya some legalists, but then ile lugha yenye hata wewe pale nyumbani utaelewa na ile maswala ya sheria. Just taking a look at this small claims court and what you really need to know about this particular small claims court. But over and above, call us live 0795 045 864. Tupigie simu. You can also text us on WhatsApp. I'll be taking a look at your feedback, 0793 267 279. You'll be seeing these social media handles and numbers on your screen. And tell us, how accessible is justice to you, wherever you are? How accessible is it? How easy is it to access justice wherever you are? Mtuambie tukiendelea. Wakili, this particular conversation, it's one particular conversation that I always, like to discuss, the small claims court, because it's always a very brilliant idea. So even before we take a look at the impact it has had on the society, the people who are hearing this for the very first time. So help us, analyze what even a small claims court is, first of all.
Due to a number of cases that were previously being filed in the mainstream courts, right from the magistrates' courts, there used to be some serious backlogs in those court stations, and the registries were overwhelmed. Dates were hard to come by, and it became, as you put it, a brilliant idea that the country designates a particular court station, rather a particular court rank, that will deal with matters of pecuniary value, pecuniary meaning the amount of $1 million and below. And so that the backlog, because majority of the cases that were in those registries at the inception of the small claims court were those amounts below 1 million, which then actors of the Small Claims Court Act 2016 saw it wise that these are matters that could easily be dispensed with minimal evidence, minimal documents, and swift time. And so, in a nutshell, the Small Claims Court, I would call it, other than the tribunals and quasi-judicial institutions, it is the smallest rank of the court system in Kenya. And it handles particularly any matter of whose value is below 1 million, except matters of employment and labor relations, matters of land, matters of tenancy, particularly proceeding tenancies or existing tenancies. Once a tenancy has been terminated, courts, of course, have been having divergent views, even on appeal in the high courts, for example. There are those that affirm that what we normally call the deposit, the security deposit you pay when you're entering a tenancy, when you exit your tenancy or terminate your tenancy and you need your deposit back, some courts have decided that no, this is a matter that can be handled by the magistrate's court because it touches majorly on land use. Others have indicated, no, this is money held and not an issue of land use.
Right.
Somebody has already terminated a contract and the other party holds money that belongs to party B. Okay. So this is money held which is within the purview of the small claims court.
Does it also solve matters criminal?
No. There are no criminal proceedings in the small claims court. It is purely civil.
Purely civil.
Purely civil nature.
But then in an instant where a civil case extended to a criminal case, I owed you money. It is below the 1 million shillings as you rightfully put it. But then I hurt you, for example. So that won't be solved there. It will now be taken to a different court.
What you could get from this particular court, the small claims court, will be the money.
Okay.
The issue of assault, that will go to the criminal court, that's the chief magistrate's court.
All right.
Yes. Right. Because the small claims court, for better understanding, is technically or specific to civil matters of civil nature. And they have been highlighted into 6 categories. We have debt collection, we have contracts for money held, contracts for service, we have issues of damage to property, we have issues of accident claims. However, matters of defamation cannot be handled by the small claims court. Matters of employment and labor, as I said, matters of environment and land cannot be handled by the small claims court.
Right.
And quite a number of matters, except those that are specifically provided for by the Small Claims Court Act 2016.
Let's talk about a representation, because when you talk about legal matters, representation inakuanga kizungumkuti sana. Before nipate namba ya wakili anaitwa Silas Akiro, lazima nikuwa nimepigia watu kama 3 hivi ndio nipate connection ya wakili mmoja. Is this one of those headaches that I'll be having if I know I have a case? Someone owes me 50,000 bob na nataka nimpeleke small claims court. But I don't have that money because, again, it doesn't be the whole purpose of I am owed 50,000, wakili pia ananitisha the same 50,000. So ni hesabu ya plus na minus. Talk about representation, wakili.
Yeah, ideally, in our country, every citizen has a right to representation.
Okay.
Constitutionally, which right extend to being represented by an advocate. Or you also have a constitutional locus standi, meaning the right to stand before the court, to approach the court as an individual without being represented by a third party or an agent. So with the small claims court, there are even designed forms for approaching these courts. Of course, we have, there is the statement of claim, and then of course there is the declaration, which sometimes I see some of us advocates, we complicate practice in the small claims court a lot.
Right.
Because we have the declaration bit, and then you'll find an advocate still presenting a verifying affidavit, which is not recommended,
right,
or rather foreseen in the practice in the small claims court. Because once the declaration is there that I so and so, the claimant declare that the information I've provided up there is correct.
Okay.
Which is actually the gist of a verifying affidavit. So then you have your list of witnesses, your witness statements, a list of documents, and then the bundle of documents that you have. And sometimes even if you go to the registries, for example, they will help you to populate these statements and assist you to file this case on your behalf. But however, you see, Kenyans are amazing. Across East Africa, actually across global, we've seen what happened with the CHAN 2024, the Harambee Stars, the gist between Kenya and Tanzania that is spoken of across Africa. Kenyans would wish to flex Eh? So they say, instead of the pain of having to address the court alone, you meet my lawyer. Talk to my lawyer. You've refused to pay me 3,000 shillings. You'll talk to my lawyer. Okay. So they love to present matters through their advocates. But you see, as we say, if you go to the billing of advocates for whatever amount, if you're claiming from 1 shilling, talk about 0 to 50 shillings, wakili needs to be paid 35,000 on the party and party. The advocate
from
client
0
to 50,000.
Okay.
Wakili needs to be paid 35,000 shillings.
Right.
That is on a party and party.
Okay.
On an advocate bill, then you increase that 35 by 50%, which will be some 17,500 added on top of 35. We are getting around 50-something thousand there. And now you are seeking 10 shillings from somebody who has declined to give you the money. So the billing of an advocate is not on the amount, the quantum of what you are seeking. It is the amount of work the wakili is going to do to get you that 10 shillings.
But then now the biggest question viewers would ask is, at the end of the day, do I even need a lawyer?
Now, that is the hallmark of a small claims court. It was simply to try and push lawyers to the magistrates and allow citizens to battle it out. Because even the jury at the small claims court are adjudicators.
And not judges.
Because the double up as resident magistrates. But ideally, they are called adjudicators. That is what the Act calls them. So adjudication is present your case, I present mine. Let's hear what the judge, or rather the jury, says. You understand? So ideally, and I'm talking from experience. This is something that we have done. We had an issue. A client needed to get his 3,000 back. And we tell this client that, you see, the fee you're going to pay us is more than 3 times the amount of money you're going to get. So what we'll do is that you take the money you want to give us and pay yourself and get that done. No, this guy, this person, amenidharau in Swahili, he's really looked down on me. He must face the consequences. And then I'm like, okay, you're willing to pay? Yeah, I can go whatever lengths to get that money back. We give the account, drops in our huge sum, and then we draft pleadings. The first day I appeared in court, the magistrate laughed. You're looking for 3,000 shillings. So, Your Honor, we are advocates on hire, and the client has come.
And it's sort of alluding to what one of our viewers was actually just asking right now.
Yes.
Someone, good morning, Stanley and Fred. I'm watching Morning Cafe from Alego. My name is Vincent, and kindly ask Wakili, what is the lowest amount of money I can seek from the small claims court?
Any amount, so long as it does not exceed 1 million. Any amount. You want to approach the court for 10 shillings? Any amount, so long as the amount you're seeking does not exceed 1 million.
Okay. And you rightfully said earlier that I don't really need the legal representation.
No, you don't.
So walk us through the step-by-step of, this is Tuesday. I walk to the nearest small claims court around me. What documents do I need so that I can actually go and file? Do I really need to go physically there? And also matters jurisdiction, because that applies to other courts. If I am seeking 5,000 Kenyan shillings from someone who is in Kiambu there, do I need to go to the Kiambu small claims court, or do I need to file it to the nearest one here, and that person will be summoned to this court? How does that work, and what procedure should I follow?
Well, thanks to the judiciary and of course post-COVID improvements, we have customer care desks in all court stations in the country.
Okay.
You walk into these customer care desks, they will assist you in filling out the forms. First of all, they'll guide you, listen to you, and hear if your case is within the jurisdiction of the small claims court, within the purview of the small claims court.
Right.
Because apart from the amount being below 1 million, we also indicated that there are those excluded matters. You may be earning maybe 35,000 shillings per month with your employer, and you have a dispute with the employer, and you think that, no, this one, I need to take it to the small claims court. No. That one, the small claims court has no jurisdiction. You will be told, no, go to the magistrate's court.
Okay.
However, if the amount you are seeking is within the acceptable purview of the small claims court, that is contracts or money held, you send somebody money and the person has refused to return it, the M-Pesa thing. You send somebody money and then the person has refused to return the money. Of course, that is money held. And then you did some service, somebody is supposed to pay you, and they refuse to pay you, that is within. And then you also need to, of course, once you reach the customer care desk, then they will help you to get the small claims court forms. That is the forms for statement of claim, where they will scribble down the claims on your behalf, or they direct you on how to scribble down the claims. And then they'll help you to fill in the declaration form, and then of course the service bit of it. And they also help you to put down the list of witnesses and put down your witness statement, as well as put down a list of documents. So what you need to go with is proof that there is money owed to you by the party, the respondent, whom you wish to take to court.
So basically your evidence.
Your evidence, that is it. You only need to approach the court with your evidence. And then, of course, based on the amount you are seeking, the filing fees, 200 shillings for up to 10,000. I think that's 100,000. And then above 100, we have 400. Above 700 to a million is 1,000 shillings. Okay. That is the filing fees in court. Okay. I know nachomea some few lawyers, but that is what is written in the law. So in terms of jurisdiction, we have two types of jurisdiction. Okay. Pecuniary jurisdiction and territorial jurisdiction. All right. Territorial jurisdiction is you need to file in the court, the court station where either of you reside, either the respondent or the claimant. So if the person you're seeking money from is in Kiambu and you are in Takawiri and Migori, so you can either approach the Migori law courts or you approach the Kiambu law courts. Okay. You're allowed. However, if it is a company, and maybe the company is based in Mombasa, okay, the owner of the company is based in Kiambu, you are in Takawiri. So here we are looking at two things. There are those who call businesses company. Okay. But companies are technically legal persons separate from their owners. So they can be sued in their own names. Right. For businesses, you sue the business owner. So if it's my business, I'll say Silas Akiro trading as Akiro Jobs in USA. So maybe my business is Akiro Jobs in USA. So that's how I trade. This is not a separate legal entity. But if it's Akiro Jobs Limited, right, or Akiro Jobs PLC, public limited company, then you will sue the company and you must remove me from your suit. Okay. So it depends. So if you're seeking it from a business, then you can present your case in Kiambu, where the business owner resides. So
nifunge safari kutoka Takawiri, niende all the way hadi Kiambu.
That is awesome. It's another question in disguise. Today, you must not be able to live where you reside to file a case.
Right.
You can file a case and attend it even in your bedroom.
Okay. All right.
Because there is the judicial portal where these matters are filed.
Right.
And if you wish to visit the court station as we indicated, you can visit any court station.
Oh, okay.
And then they will guide you on how to file your case in the right court station. Probably you are in Migori law courts, but these clerks, or rather the customer care agents, they will help you on how to file this case online, but the case will be filed where? In Kiambu.
A quick one, Okili. Can the lawyer on the respondent side file and say that this anaomba adjudicator achana na hii kesi because huyu claimant alifile to the wrong court or something like that?
Of course.
Can it be grounds?
Of course. Jurisdiction is everything. Any court that lacks jurisdiction and proceeds to make an order, we say any court that assumes jurisdiction that it doesn't have, and proceeds to make an order. Such orders, we call them null and void ab initio, meaning they are unenforceable from the beginning.
All right.
So if you file your case in the wrong jurisdiction, you will not be able to enforce those orders.
All right. It's 2 minutes to the top of, to past, I should say. It is the perfect time for you to start calling in live and continue sending in your WhatsApp messages. There are quite a number of them that are coming in, and a number of them Wakili has already mentioned, particularly kwanza hiyo ya the lowest amount of money. Ile mtu akona 5,000 bob yako, fikiria wewe ni kupeleke koti wewe ama ni kuachie Mungu. But then, call in live 0795 045 864. Wakili will be answering your questions directly. Any kind of question regarding to the small claims court. Ukona mtu mwenye akona deni yako ama wewe ukona deni yake na mshaanza ile maneno ya I'm taking it to you to a court. We're taking a short break. When we come back, weka credit sahi. When we come back, we'll be taking those live calls and also building up on this conversation. You're watching Morning Cafe. Don't go too far.
Our world is changing every day, and so should we, for the better. Each week, we tackle the big why, the question that should be on everyone's minds. Why isn't this fixed yet? Deforestation, global warming, and the adverse effects of climate change. The future isn't just something that we inherit, it's something that we create. Join us on The Green Fix as we tell the stories of those who refuse to give up. When it comes to fixing the planet, there is no time to waste. Join me, Shiksha Arora, on Thursdays at 9 p.m. on The Green Fix as we look into the big why, you and I.
For comprehensive information and education on your health, Body Garage is here.
Don't allow anyone to pluck out your good tooth as long as it is strong and stable.
Cancer doesn't start today and you get the symptoms tomorrow. By the time you pick it or the time it is manifesting in you, probably will be there about 5 to 10 years.
The eye is the window to the rest of the body.
Don't forget to stay hydrated.
And of course, you at home do take your water.
So the ultimate test is actually you check your urine. Your urine should be clear.
Clear like the water?
Yes. Should be able to see the other side of the urine. If your urine is colored or has changed color, you cannot see the other side, then you have not taken enough water.
Don't forget, regular health checkups. Early detection saves lives.
I want the message be, we can prevent cervical cancer. We prevent.
Good morning, karibu sana once more. This is Morning Cafe. In case you're just joining us right now, we're discussing maneno ya sheria and particularly small claims court and how they work. Before the break, Wakili Silas Akiro here was just breaking down how this particular courts work. I am made to understand we have a call all the way from Kericho. Joel, habari asubuhi.
Mzuri.
Naomba utapaza sauti. Do you have a question directly to Wakili?
Ya, nilikuwa nauliza ikiwa nilikuwa nafanya kazi kutoka Kericho, labda nikapewa summary na certain company,
Okay.
ninaweza peleka kesi yangu kwa small claim court.
Ulikuwa nafanya kazi, did you say at a particular company?
Kwa Kericho.
Then dismissed.
Then ukakuwa dismissed.
Yeah.
Sawa. Wakili anakusikia, anaweza kujibu tu directly, usikate simu.
Hiyo ni kesi ya small claims court kwa sababu hiyo ni employment. So that is among the cases that have been grouped not to be within the mandate of the small claims court. So hiyo utaenda magistrates court.
Joel, umesikia?
Nimekupata vizuri.
Okay.
Asante sana kwa kupiga.
Asante.
Yes, 0795-045-864 is our number. Call in live, ask Wakili your questions directly. Again, do you have probably kama ni deni nini ya unataka kupeleka mtu kotini? And Wakili, before the break, you're really trying to help us understand how the jurisdiction works.
Yes.
And something that really came up was maswala evidence.
Yes.
And this is one of those very tricky issues, because if the money is around 50,000, 20,000 that range just below the 1 million, we typically have this language that we say the brotherly agreement. Sinajua Wakili. I've known Wakili for 10 years. Na ameniomba 10,000 peke shika. I didn't send you an M-Pesa. Now we were just the two of us, chilling somewhere, kukula nyama choma vizuri. I gave you 10,000 Kenyan shillings cash. And you said you'll pay after 3 months. 3 months later, nothing yet. There were no witnesses to actually see that I gave you. Talk to us about how the claimant would actually prove to the adjudicator that there was money given without proof.
Yeah, I think that falls within the purview of contract for money held and received. We understand that contracts are always in two forms. We have the written contract and we have the oral contract.
Yes.
So what you are alluding to is a typical of an oral contract.
Yeah.
Now, oral contracts must be proven by at least an independent witness. It is important, unless the other party acknowledges.
So shikilia tu hapo kidogo.
All right.
We have a caller, Rastas kutoka Nairobi. Rastas, habari ya Nairobi? Do you have a question for Wakili? Unaweza muuliza, anakusikia?
Yes, please. Wakili.
Good morning.
Yes, sorry. Good morning to you.
Yes.
Nina swali. Kuna wakati nilikuwa niko na mtu wa pikipiki, nilikuwa na pikipiki. Then I had employed someone kuendesha. Sasa ilifika wakati amendaenda na hiyo pikipiki almost a year. Kisha akanidanganya kuwa pikipiki imeibiwa. Na ile hali yeye ndo alikuwa ameiba pikipiki, akaenda kuificha mahali. Sasa mimi kutumia kampuni na traka ile nilikuwa nimeweka, nikaitrace, nikapata mali alikuwa ameificha, ila alikuwa amevandalize, ameiba vitu, ilikuwa ni skeleton. Sasa nikachukua pikipiki tukampeleka police station kwa usaidizi wa kampuni na maafisa wa polisi. Huyo jamaa tukamtafuta, akashikwa, akakubali yeye ndo alikuwa ameiba pikipiki, na yeye ndo aliiba zile vitu atakupata kwa hiyo pikipiki. Tukaelewa, lakini sasa mali shida ilitokea, alishikwa on Friday na akaachiliwa on Sunday evening, but hakupelekwa koti. So tukaagree kuwa atanilipa kulingana na ile hasara ningeenda kutafuta pikipiki na zile vitu nilikuwa, zile vitu ambazo alikuwa ameiba kwa pikipiki. So nikapiga hesabu ilikuwa inakuja around 80,000. Lakini sasa venye alitoka police station naye akahama kula alipokuwa akiishi, akaenda sehemu nyingine. So kutokea hapo unasikia tu amekuja ametembea kidogo na tena amerudi. Kwa hivyo si kulipwa kitu yote, lakini pikipiki yangu iliharibiwa, vitu ziliibiwa, nilitumia pesa kuitrace pamoja na peleka maafisa wa polisi kwa usaidizi wa kampuni na si kupata haki yangu. Kwa hivyo wakili, unaweza nisaidia aje hapo?
Yeah, there's a case of material damage to property which falls, hiyo ni hali ya uharibifu wa mali ambayo iko chini ya idadi ya shilingi milioni 1. Kwa hivyo hiyo inaweza enda small claims court, lakini pia umesema ya kwamba mlielewana ya kwamba atakulipa. Iwapo uko na ushahidi ya kwamba kulikuwa na maelewano, hivyo basi unaweza kumpeleka kwenye hiyo mahakama ya small claims ili ukaweze kusaidiwa. Ikiwa utahitaji usaidizi zaidi, maybe zidi kutazama runinga, takuelekeza.
Yes.
Asante. So Rastas, umesaidika?
Nimesaidika, and to add on that,
yes,
hii kesi sasa, since hiyo incident ifanyike imechukua like 2 years, kuna timeline ya expiry ama bado iko active? Hata nikienda saa hii bado kuna inaweza shughulikiwa?
Yeah, kama bado iko within 3 years, imesema ni like 3 years. Within 3 years, ijapita 3 years, bado uko within the timelines. Ikipita 3 years, itabidi sasa uombe mahakama ile kitu tunaita leave to file a case out of time, ili kesi yako iweze kusikilizwa. Ama kama incidents ilifanyika 3 years ago, lakini huyu mtu amekuwa akipromise atalipa. Kwa hivyo hiyo kutolipa inakuwa declared on the last time yenye alikataa kukulipa.
Alright.
Yes.
Asante sana Erastus. Na towards the end of this particular conversation, wakili atakuwa anapeana contact yake na unaweza ichukua ndio upate more consultations pale kwa DM yake. Ladies and gentlemen, you can also text us on WhatsApp. I'll be reading your feedback and questions, particularly, unajua some of these questions can be quite lengthy. Yeah. So you can unaweza tutumia pale WhatsApp. I'll be reading them as you continue. 0793-267-279. Before Rastus's call, you were talking about ile collect ushahidi.
Evidence.
Yes, and evidence collection. How should people go about that?
Exactly. So if it is an oral contract, you give somebody money in the sides, then you need this money back, but the person has refused to give it to you. When it comes to court and it denies, your case is likely to fail, because it is his word against your word against his word, without any corroborative evidence.
Right.
However, it is pertinent. I normally advise my clients that if you give somebody money in cash, at least bring your conversation back to text.
Okay.
Yeah. Tafadhali ukumbuke ya kwamba hiyo pesa nimekutumia shilingi bla 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 ilifaa itumike kwa matibabu ama something else. You've already created, and of course at that point there is no notion that you'll take somebody to court. So ataropokwa, atasema nitakulipa, nitakurudishia hii pesa yako. So by the time he has already confirmed that he received that particular amount from you. So when you go to court, this will be the evidence against him that he has your money.
And as atumia hizo texts as evidence.
Exactly. The text screenshots, WhatsApp screenshots can be presented as evidence. And of course, but where there is a physical trail, money trail, you transferred by bank, you transferred by M-Pesa, then you'll get the statements. You'll get the statements, and then the court will use that to make its decision. So evidence is important.
Right.
I normally say that unlike church, where you can tell your story and the pastor will really sympathize with you and even ask you, let's pray. Courts will listen to you. Afterwards, they'll tell you, where's the proof? So then your tears stop at proof. You're like, oh, I did not have any proof. So then your case fails from there.
Something else that majorly happens in our society, really, Wakili, is I'll give you 10,000 Kenyan shillings, but nitakwambia irudi na interest, like major loan companies would do. So when I go to the small claims court and I tell the adjudicator, no, I gave Wakili here 10,000 bob, and I told him, irudi 20,000. Are you required to actually pay that 20,000? And also, if I hadn't even said that, when we're going through this case, are you going to be repaying me the exact amount, or the adjudicator will decide ongezea, top up whatever you owed this person?
Courts will give you what you ask for. If you say you want your money back, you will be given your money back. If you say you want your money back with interest, you will be given your money back. Now that brings me to a case of Shylocks, where they loan you maybe 50,000. They say the money is supposed to generate an interest of maybe 30% compounded monthly. And then they say that once you default, there is a penalty interest. And then if you default paying the interest, then there is the penalty on default. So you see these interests, if you put them together, they're like reaching 70%.
Okay.
They do 30% normal interest, then 30% interest on penalty, and then 40% interest on default interest payment.
Right.
So what we have done before is that we have assured Shylocks that our clients will pay them their money. But any exorbitant interest will be shut down. And that we've always assured them before we move to court. And so we go to court. In fact, there is one particular Shylock, for example, whom we forced to register its company. It's now operating a company. Because the argument we took there that they're not registered, they're not regulated by the CBK, and they are not entitled to levy such hefty interests and penalties. And the court agreed with us. So they went, did the registration. Again, we got another client from the same. We knocked the interest again down. And I think they're now regularizing so that at least they can have some sanctions from the Central Bank of Kenya. And that was, I would say, that's a positive impact of our practice because it has really helped. So you realize that courts will give you normal commercial interest because courts also understand that the value of 10 shillings yesterday is not the same value of 10 shillings today. So there is always that investment attributable to the money you gave somebody some times back. So even if you did not indicate that your money should come back with interest, then your lawyer or anybody who is assisting you to move the court should be able to ask the court that you be given your money plus interest. Then the court will award you that.
Right. There's a question here for you. Actually, zinaingia kama tatu zikifuatana. Keep sending your messages here. 0793-267-279. I'll start with this one. Hi, Wakili. I'm Joseph. I have an issue. I got motorbike. I won't mention the name of this company, Joseph, because of legal issues. I got a motorbike from that particular company in 2022, and it was stolen. I recorded my statement to police station and notified that particular company. He told me to wait. They process insurance to cater for. I had paid 148,000 and a total loan of 190,000. So it was last month. That company has listed him on CRB that he is owed 197,000. He wants to sue that company for they interfering with his progress. How does he handle that? So even as you also think about that, there's another one here. My employer sent me 100,000 Kenyan shillings, but to a wrong number. I contacted the recipient and she said she will refund the money. She has since January 2025 switched off her phone. What steps should I take to get the refund? William from Nairobi. You can start off with Joseph. Joseph's question.
No, Joseph, we're really not into quite advanced legal advice, but on what and what cannot be taken to the small claims court. However, based on your question, there are several legal principles that comes out here. You could move the court for illegal listing, and that you can sue the company itself. You can also sue the bureaus, the bureau that listed you to CRB, because we have an active case, and I wouldn't mention. And the bureau moved quickly and delisted our client as the case is ongoing. And so we have achieved one aspect of what our client needed, but the other aspect is compensation for damages. So also tune in to the very end. We'll give you directions. You can reach out to us and see how to assist you further. When it comes to
William's question, the employer wake alimtumia 100,000 Kenyan shillings, but to a wrong number. William says he contacted the recipient and she said she will refund the money. She has since, from January 2025, switched off her phone. What steps should I take to get the refund?
William is a third party to that transaction. The parties to this transaction is the employer and the person who received the money. So the employer needs to take action. And if William is taking any action, then he's taking action on behalf of the employer. So whoever is going to sue here is the employer. The documents are going to read the employer and the person. But the problem we have with these is that you need to find a way of tracing the individual who received the money. And then you could always either move the court through criminal proceedings, obtaining money by false pretense, or you can go to the small claims court once you have established the identity of the individual.
All right.
Yes.
So 0793-267-279 is our WhatsApp number. Continue sending in those messages. And even as you do, one of the biggest questions that people ask is, can I appeal? I don't like the ruling that the adjudicator made. It was 60 days, and that's something else that you can also add on to the timelines, and when the lawyers can also push. But then I prefer to appeal, this particular, this ruling. What do I do? But then before that, let's take this call all the way in Mombasa. Omondi, watu wa Mombasa muendeleaje?
Endelea vizuri, sijui na nyinyi huko.
Sisi Nairobi hapa tuko salama, ni jua tu. Naomba upaze sauti, muulize wakili swali lako na kusikia na atakujibu directly.
Okay, mimi last year mwezi wa 7 I paid 120,000 to an agent ambaye tulikuwa tumelewana naye kwa atanipeleka safari kule Barabuni. Then since then huyo agent alitoroka na mpaka saa hii nasikia ako Nairobi, but sijui mahali yuko. Nimeenda mpaka Central Police Station, nime report, lakini bado sijapata usaidizi. So mimi nashindwa ni njia gani tena nitachukua ili niweze kumpata yule agent, because nimesikia yuko Nairobi, ili niweze kusaidika.
Jibu lako litakuja pamoja na mwongozo fulani kwa raia wengi wa nchi yetu walio na nia ya kusafiri kwenda nchi za ng'ambo, ni vyema uweze kuthibitisha yule unayempatia pesa, na kama inawezekana usimpe mtu binafsi pesa, tuma pesa kwenye kampuni ya huyo agenti, na hiyo kampuni lazima uthibitishe kwamba imesajiliwa na yule msajili wa kampuni wa taifa, yani Registrar of Companies, au na vile vile imeweza kupewa leseni na NEA, National Employment Authority. NEA huwa na orodha ya kampuni zilizo halali, hizo unaweza pata kwenye mitandao. Usajili wa kampuni unaweza kupata kwenye orodha ama register ya companies ambayo iko kwenye eCitizen. So ukishathibitisha ya kwamba huyu agenti ni halali, ako na leseni, ndiposa unaweza kutuma pesa. Na kabla utume pesa kwake, tafadhali hakikisha mmekuwa na kunakili kitu. Usikuwe na haraka ya kwenda ng'ambo pasi na kuweka stakabadhi zako ipasavyo. Kwa hivyo, kwa mwongozo huo, natumai raia wengi wa nchi yetu wataweza kusaidika. Tukirudi kwa swali lako, mtu kama huyo anaweza kutafutwa. Akipatikana, tuweze kumtumia kitu inaitwa demand letter. Tumwambie ya kwamba kuna mahali yamekiuka sheria na pesa zinapaswa kurudi. Kisha tutaingia kotini akikataa kulipa. Kuna baadhi wamelipa, baadhi wamepotea. Sisi kama mawakili kwenye kampuni yetu tumeweza kurudisha pesa mingi sana za raia ambao waliahidiwa kwenda ng'ambo lakini hawakuweza kufikishwa.
Alright. Sawa sawa. Mondi, sijui kama umesaidika? Bado kunasi? Right, and kama ametoka, but I think that goes to Mondi in Mombasa and generally everyone. Before his call, you explaining to us, can I really appeal? Now we have about like 7 minutes thereabout.
Basically, there is a right of appeal lying directly to the High Court from the Small Claims Court. Small Claims Court is a category of subordinate courts whose appeals go directly to the High Court.
Okay.
So you have a right of appeal from a ruling, from a judgment, from whatever decision that has been made by the Small Claims Court.
All right. So I think we have about like 6 minutes. We can utilize this time for you as a viewer to sample these questions. I know there's a caller coming in. Langat kutoka Kericho, habari asubuhi.
Hello.
Naomba upaze sauti, I hope umezima sauti ya TV. Uko na swali tu wakili, unaweza muuliza directly, atakujibu.
Okay. Naitwa Linus Langat from Kericho County.
Naam.
Nilikuwa na swali kuhusu tenant ambao tuliagana awe akinilipa every 6 months.
Naam.
Na tuliongea naye tukajaribu, nikamwambia tuende kwa advocate tuandikishe.
Okay.
Na akasema hapana, hebu tuongee tu, tuelewane tu kama familia.
Naam.
Na nilikuwa nikifikiria heri kama tungeandikisha kwa advocate ile agreement. But then bado anasinzia, anasema hapana, tutamaliza tu kinyumbani. But somehow ninaona kama I'm not satisfied. How can I really be assisted? Yes.
Yes, just keep watching the TV. We'll give you directions on how to reach us so that we get your help. However, that is a tenancy dispute that is not within the purview of the Small Claims Court. That will go to the Chief Magistrate's Court. And of course, we can always assist. Whereas we are discussing the Small Claims Court, we handle matters all the way to the Supreme Court of the Republic of Kenya. So we are not limited to whatever court. So we will assist you, Mr. Langat. Otherwise, sige tu ye. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
All right. Asante sana Bwana Langat from Kericho for calling us. Wakili, I can see more questions coming in on this particular platform. Just to really wrap up on this conversation so that now you can, take time to answer this and give your social media handles. The whole, because this particular, it started in the 21st of April, 2016, up to now, 2025. It has taken quite a number of years, and the courts just trying to reach to the formal justice and ensure that there's access to justice to the common mwananchi. What do you think is the kind of gaps that are still lacking, and people should really, know them up to this point?
No, the strictness of the small claims court has now been loosened. We are just having currently an extension of the magistrates court in the form of small claims court, because the 60 days limit has now been sort of appealed through judicial decisions, or rather appealed through judicial decisions.
Interesting.
So it is not a must that a matter in the small claims court will have 60 days strictly. As we speak, Nairobi alone has, in this year, up to August 2025, filed over 100,000 small claims court cases. The judiciary is speculating, or rather the judiciary is foreseeing that in a typical day, 50,000 Kenyans or thereabouts file small claims court matters across the country. So you find that we are moving to the very same delay. Up to this point, you'll find that there are matters lying within the small claims court which take even 2 years. Particularly this material damage, particularly accident claims, particularly monetary values of above 500,000, where there are disputes. Because now 500,000 is not pocket change for common mwananchi. It's some huge amount of money. And so you find that these disputes, they extend beyond the 60. And also the backlog of the adjudicators. At one particular point, I appeared before an adjudicator, a resident magistrate in a small claims court. And the adjudicator had 207 cases to be handled within that morning. So you try to look at it, and that is what makes the timelines pushed.
Even longer,
Yes. So that's why I'm saying that we have a small claims court which is typically an extension of the Chief Magistrate's Court. We're not seeing the hallmark, the purpose for it.
Right.
Yes.
And in that spirit, this is a moment that quite a number of people have been waiting for. Sasa kwa kipado wanangojea. Washaandika 07 wanataka umalizie hizo zingine.
Thank you very much.
The honors on that, and then we wrap it up. Yes.
Thank you very much for watching us. As we promised, my name is Silas Akiro. I practice in the firm of Akiro and Associates Advocates. We are based in Westlands. We are based in Westlands, Kipro Center, just next to BMW offices, or One Africa Place. If you go to our website, www.akirolaw.com, you will find all the resources you want, www.akirolaw.com. You can also find us on 0768 229 878, 0768 229 878. Or you can also reach us on our social media handles. We have myself at Akiro Law, rather at Sila Akiro on Twitter, Silas Akiro on Facebook, Silas Akiro on LinkedIn and other socials. Thank you so much.
All right. Asanteni sana, ladies and gentlemen, quite a number of your feedback here. They're quite lengthy, so I won't really take time. And interestingly, a number of them relate to maneno ya tenancy. So the next time you're having this conversation, it begs the question, is it time that small claims court also allows space for maswala ya tenancy? But asanteni sana, I'm used to Stanley Nyeringet, and thank you very much for tuning in all the way from 6 a.m. with Stanley as well as Fred Indimuli. Maswali bado yanaendelea tu kuingia, Sama Moching from Kisumu alinunua gari from a car dealer, its showroom. The vehicle had motorcycle battery, had buy the same day. Secondly, they could not get 10 kilometers, hence stopping at the center of the road. The vehicle is 600, I paid over 450. Took his vehicle back. How can you help? Umepata number, pigia wakili, utapata jibu. Up next, rerun of State of the Nation. Don't go too far. This is Morning Cafe.
Thank you.